Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of those depths. The truth is we all face hardships of some kind, and you never know the struggles a person is going through behind every smile. There's a story of a personal struggle. All life demands struggle. Those who have everything given to them become lazy, selfish, and insensitive to the real values of life. The very striving and hard work that we so constantly try to avoid is the major building block in the person we are today. Struggle teaches you a lot of things, and I am happy that I witnessed a roller coaster ride. The journey has improved me as a person and made me more mature. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Once all struggle is grasped, miracles are possible. We Jews have a secret weapon in our struggle with the Arabs. We have no place to go. Right now I am trying to be in a place of calm, a place where I can chill out and then handle the chaos of life better. You don't just get it overnight. You have to work at it. It's a daily struggle. My career is a journey for me and any. Journey is incomplete without the struggle. A journey is a person in itself. Note to our like and all plans. Safeguards, policing, and coercion are fruitless. We find that after years of struggle that we do not take a trip takes us. Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. Success is not measured by what you accomplish, but by the opposition you have encountered and the courage with which you have maintained the struggle against overwhelming odds. Inside each of us there is the seed of both good and evil. It's a constant struggle as to which one will win, and one cannot exist without the other. A revolution is a struggle to the death between the future and the past. Life is one long struggle in the dark. The harder the struggle, the more glorious the triumph. Self-realization demands very great struggle. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often, and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. When bad men combine, the good must associate, else they will fall one by one, an unpitied sacrifice in a contemptible struggle. The battle of life is, in most cases, fought uphill, and to win it without a struggle were perhaps to win it without honor. If there were no difficulties, there would be no success. If there were nothing to struggle for, there would be nothing to be achieved. It's a struggle for every young black man. You know how it is. Only God can judge us. Without struggle, no progress and no result. Every breaking of habit produces a change in the machine. Don't feel entitled to anything you didn't sweat and struggle for. Dream, struggle, create, prevail, be daring, be brave, be loving, be compassionate, be strong, be brilliant, be beautiful. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Youth is a blunder, manhood a struggle, old age a regret. It is impossible to struggle for civil rights, equal rights for blacks, without including whites, because equal rights, fair play, justice are all like the air. We all have it, or none of us has it. That is the truth of it. You have to understand that people have to pay a price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. So my happiness doesn't come from money or fame. My happiness comes from seeing life without struggle. Yesterday I dared to struggle, today I dare to win. A lot of what is most beautiful about the world arises from struggle. You're imperfect and you're wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging. Our duty is to encourage everyone in his struggle to live up to his own highest idea and strive at the same time to make the ideal as near as possible to the truth. The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. The best wisdom comes from the hardest struggle. The history of the past is but one long struggle upward to equality. No struggle can ever succeed without women participating side by side with men. Life is essentially a cheat, and its conditions are those of defeat. The redeeming things are not happiness and pleasure, but the deeper satisfactions that come out of struggle. I live the everyday struggle in real life. We are all gifted, but we have to discover the gift, uncover the gift, nurture and develop the gift, and use it for the glory of God and for the liberation struggle of our people. The struggle of man against power is the struggle of memory against forgetting. Struggle is a never-ending process. Freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation. Once you make it to your point of making it, you'll appreciate the struggle. My beliefs are that good people who work hard get their rewards. There will be struggle at times and hurdles along the way. Life throws up all sorts. But in the end, you will prevail if you stick to the right path. In the struggle between yourself and the world, second the world. The idea of winning a doctor's degree gradually assumed the aspect of a great moral struggle, and the moral fight possessed immense attraction for me. We struggle with the complexities and avoid the simplicities. In order to succeed, people need a sense of self-efficacy, to struggle together with resilience to meet the inevitable obstacles and inequities of life. I struggle with reading a bit. I'm slightly dyslexic, so reading takes me quite a while, and in general, I'm not a big book reader at all, and something like Game of Thrones seems very daunting to me. I tell my brethren in Palestine, be patient, and continue your blessed struggle. We did not forget you. We are still healing another wound in the Muslim nation, which is the occupation of our land by the Americans. Your battle and ours are one and the same. Socialism is a sacred cause for realizing the demand and desire of the masses of the people for independence. It is a revolutionary cause that advances amid a fierce struggle against imperialism and all other counter-revolutionary forces. Listen to the cry of a woman in labor at the hour of giving birth. Look at the dying man's struggle at his last extremity, and then tell me whether something that begins and ends thus could be intended for enjoyment. Just as the constant increase of entropy is the basic law of the universe, so it is the basic law of life to be ever more highly structured and to struggle against entropy. It is my deepest belief that only by giving our lives do we find life. I am convinced that the truest act of courage, the strongest act of manliness, is to sacrifice ourselves for others in a totally nonviolent struggle for justice. People who talk about revolution and class struggle without referring explicitly to everyday life, without understanding what is subversive about love and what is positive in the refusal of constraints. Such people have a corpse in their mouth. Always remember that striving and struggle precede success, even in the dictionary. Any man who can hitch the length and breadth of the galaxy, rough it, slum it, struggle against terrible odds, win through, and still knows where his towel is clearly a man to be reckoned with. The world is in a constant conspiracy against the brave. It's the age-old struggle, the roar of the crowd on the one side, and the voice of your conscience on the other. I saw courage both in the Vietnam War and in the struggle to stop it. I learned that patriotism includes protest, not just military service. It's strange that words are so inadequate, yet, like the asthmatic struggling for breath, so the lover must struggle for words. I really struggle with that feeling of helplessness. That's why I really try to get my blogs, and even myself, to point to the positive and look at all the inspiring things that are happening. 100 struggle and drown in the breakers. One discovers the new world, but rather 10 times rather die in the surf, heralding the way to that new world than stand idly on the shore. It is unnecessary to say that Fidel Castro possesses the high qualities of a fighter and statesman. Our path, our struggle, and our triumph we owed to his vision. The oppressed peoples can liberate themselves only through struggle. This is a simple and clear truth confirmed by history. Drawing is the only thing I've found in which I can lose myself completely. I love it. It started as something that relaxed me, but now it's a struggle because I'm pushing myself. The day-to-day sketching is fraught. If I didn't have children, I might be more of a lush than I am. I like booze, I struggle with smoking, and I'm a big swearer. I'm trying to rein it in, but I do think it's a nice seasoning of language. The Fifth Amendment is an old friend and a good friend, one of the great landmarks in men's struggle to be free of tyranny, to be decent and civilized. I believe the ability to think is blessed. If you can think about a situation, you can deal with it. The big struggle is to keep your head clear enough to think. Being Latino and being an actor has been a unique struggle and opportunity when you don't fit into what may be a more stereotypical vision of somebody whose name is Pedro. It can be a little bit harder to navigate. Well, I believe that the depth of your struggle can determine the height of your success. I was inspired to come out of everything I have been through and end up in a place where I never thought that I would be.